With the Vader build done, I decided I'm going to go ahead and take some time, do something I've been meaning to do since September after we got back from Salt Lake Comic-Con. Namely, I need to do some work on the armor I wore to the con. Now, what we got here are the arms and legs, as well as the shoe covers and the knee pieces from the Mark II version of the armor. Now in this case, I'm not really planning on redoing the entire suit. A couple of things that need to be addressed though. The bracers, while looking really good, were actually just a bit too long. I couldn't actually fold my arm up enough to eat with them on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them, I'm going to shorten them from this line, which will necessitate re-drilling the holes for those Chicago screws into the new spot. But that won't be too big a problem. On the leg pieces, now that I've got some actual boots, I'm going to be cutting the, I won't need the full sheathing anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them down and then probably cut the length just a little as well. But by cutting it to where all I've got really is the armor facing, I can use the belts to tighten them to the legs of the boots I've got. As far as the foot coverings go, I may or may not use them now that I've got the boots. But if I do, I've got to shorten these strands because they were actually too long at the con, and I was walking on them. Okay, one of the other things I decided that seriously needed to be addressed was the belt. The old belt here with the buckle removed was actually too narrow going around my waist. So what I decided to do is put a second strap through, and then I'll put some spacers in along the length to give me some rigidity. I'll redo the buckle so that, obviously right now this buckle won't do the trick because it doesn't cover the distance. But I've got a piece of 1/8" Sintra here that I can work from that. The other thing I'm going to be dropping is the pouches. Now, I have 2 of these because at the time I was going to be taking my diabetic insulin kit in one and my camera in the other. Well, I no longer need to carry a separate camera because the one in my cell phone is actually a lot better and probably won't be being carried on the belt. Still have to have room for the 2 CoverTech belt clips, but we'll see where things go. All right, at this point, revamp work on the armor is basically done. We've got the leg pieces down to just the leg pieces. Arm pieces have been cut down in length. I swapped out the gloves because the pads along the palm on the other pair were just too thick. So I got some different gloves to work with. These are actually mechanics gloves. I've dremeled out the logo on the back, but I like the Husky logo. So I went ahead and just painted that in red on both gloves. Taking a cue from the original design belt buckle, I went in and painted in the design on the buckle with red, and then added the same design motif to the wrist area of the bracers, as well as on the chest piece. I've cut down the spats. We'll see if they'll go with the new boots when I put the whole ensemble together here. And the knee pads are still a question mark. I have a feeling they may be too long, but we'll play that by ear when I put the whole ensemble together, which will likely be the next step in this. Okay. As you can see, the full ensemble is in place. I had to abandon the knee pads and spats because the knee pads overlap too much on the shin plate, and the spats would actually stick too far off the boot. So both of those had to go. The rest of it, I like the fact the new belt will actually have some firmness up here. I'm hoping to lose some weight between now and con, but that needs to be dealt with in another way. Of course, we have the Wrath and the newly built Therion's Fire. Lovely contrasting colors. But too loud to talk over both of them. Before I start rambling, I'm going to go ahead and end this here, put some stills at the end of it, and thank you all for watching.